Risk to reward and win rate cheat sheet. This is what you need to become profitable in the market. And one question I get asked a lot, CIC, what is more important? Rick's technical edge or win rate? Or which technical edge is win rate? Or RR, so risk to reward ratio per trade. I always say RR. Because as you guys seen recently, I've been getting fucking smacked. And I'm still up. Why? Risk to reward. My win rate could be what, 20%, 30%, 40%. But guess what? I'm making what? Every trade, all my winners eat my losers. I'm going for a 3RR, 9RR, 11RR, 15RR, 13RR, 8.5, 8.5, 13.5. All these RR, right? So the reason why I'm still profitable, I'm still taking after taking all these losses, is because of RR, win rate. And RR is always going to be king over the technical edge. You can have the best technical edge, but if you don't have the right RR, you're going to still be unprofitable. You can have, let's just say, a 70% win rate. Pretty nice, which I wish I don't even have that much. I have only like what, a 40% win rate. You have a 70% win rate, you take 7 out of 10 trades, you make 7 RR. Right? Not 7 RR, you make 7 gains. But those 3 trades, you fuck it up. You gain so much confidence on those first 7 trades. Yes, you have a 70% win rate. You fucking under risk, you risk little. So the last 3, you're like wondering, okay, man, I'm risking less. Let me be on more risk. You over leverage, and you get smacked. So now you lose all your profits. You lost all of your profits because the profits you made were not 1% gain. They were probably like what, 0.30% gain, 0.30, 0.30. Now you're 1% gain. So you lost all those trade, all of those wins you had, of the 7 wins you had, you lost it by 3 trades. And when you win in a net negative. This is why RR is always king over technical edge, because as I said, you could have the best technical edge. If you don't have the right RR, you're gonna lose. And trust me, there's traders that do this shit. And what is the best win rate and what is the best RR you should be going for? I always say what I used to go for recently was a minimum 2 RR. So a trade must always offer me a 2 RR minimum, and that was just a first take profit, and I had multiple take profits above that. So I could have gone for a 9 RR, 11 RR, 15 RR, 13 RR, right? So I'm just making extra gains, but it must offer a minimum 2 RR because I need to have a cushion. I have a 40% win rate. Like I said, I currently do have a 40% win rate. I got checked. My win rate is 40%. Because if you could check my playlist, I have around a 40% win rate overall. You can see me. I'll take a lot of losses, a lot of wins. I overall have a 40 to a 50-ish win rate. So most of the time I'm actually losing, which is fantastic. But guess what? I'm still up, right? So I have a 40% win rate, and most of my trades, you guys know, I go for a fucking high RR, 8 RR, 4.5 RR, 13 RR, right? All those high RRs, which I'm not bragging about that at all. I'm not bragging about it, but with a 40% win rate, since I have that, I can only go for a minimum of 2 RR. So if I have a 40% win rate, I go from 2 RR, I went to 1 RR, I'm gonna fucking fail. I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna be negative in the long term. If I go for a, you know what I'm saying? I mean, what I mean is that if I go for a 1 to 1 RR, I'm fucking losing. If I go for a, you know, I'm not gonna be profitable over the, you know, like over the long term, because I'm, you know, 60% of the time I'm losing, 40% of the time winning, and I'm only having a what, 40% win rate. So in order for me to be profitable, but with a 40% win rate, I must go for a minimum of 2 RR, and which is fucking easy, which is very easy. So for me to be profitable in the long term, I must always go for a 2 RR and above. And if you have a 40% win rate, if you go for a 1 to 3 RR, that's fucking fantastic. That's fantastic. If you have a 40% win rate and you go for a 1 to 3 RR, that's a fantastic ass setup. Because my win rate, I've currently changed my setup from a minimum of 1 to 2 RR to a fixed. What I mean is every trade is a 1 to 3 RR. It's nothing above that, nothing below that. Always 3 RR. So no break even, no partial, just like that. Because with the problem when I had a 40% win rate and a 1 to 2 RR minimum is that I will partial. And partially fucked up my RR base a lot. So currently I still have a 40% win rate, but I just changed my RR base. Now instead of me going for a minimum of 2 RR, I'm going for a fixed 3 RR. So I'm no longer going for a minimum. I'm going for a fixed. So if I would say I'm going for a minimum 3 RR, that means I have extra take profits. So for instance, I say I'm going for fixed RR for a fixed 3 RR, and that means I'm just going for a 1 to 3 RR every single trade. And what is the best? What's the best win rate you should have? What's the best ratio you have? It should be, I say the safest cushion would be 40% win rate and then 1 to 3 RR. That's the safest cushion I could save to you guys. A 40% win rate with a 1 to 3 RR fixed RR. That's the best one you can go for. And you keep in mind, if you progress a lot, your win rate is eventually go to 50% and eventually go to 60%. Then eventually you're making way more. So let's say 6 out of 10 times you're winning. With 3 RR, with 6 times 3, fucking 16, probably. I don't know. 6 times 6 is what? 6 times 3 is 6 times 2 is what? Fucking, I don't know. All right. I gotta do my math. 16. Yeah, I'm correct. So you make 16 RR with a 60% win rate. And you're going for a fixed 1 to 3 RR, which you usually do have, because once you focus on this, and once you focus on your strategy and the technical edge, your win rate is gonna skyrocket. Eventually, you can have a 60% win rate or a 70% win rate to some of you guys. Eventually, guess what? You're making a 16 RR gain on every 10 trade, with counting a 4 losses there. Now, the best one to go over here is, I already said this is a 40% win rate at the start with a 1 to 3 RR fixed. The 1 to 3 RR will never change, but the winner will. The winner will go higher and higher and higher. What the fixed RR would say the same, but when it will go to 1.5 RR, usually if you go to 1.5 RR, usually they're way too unrealistic here. But you should always, and the best one to go for is a 40% win and a fixed 3 RR. I just think like, okay, I don't need the fixed 3 RR. I got good technical edge. But what I just said, I've made this video on my trade recap, is that I would rather be the guy who goes here, makes a 3 RR gain here, makes another 3 RR gain. Here it just says Ronco's over here. I make another 3 RR gain. Then mark goes lower. So I make a 6 RR gain here, right? But this is right over here. I never had a setup here, so I'm not taking a trade. But I'd rather be the guy who would take a trade over here. He's a floating profit. He trades right if he's about to get hit. When it goes back lower, stops him out, making nothing. Losing -1 RR. But I made 6 RR gain. He made fucking nothing. He lost money. But yeah, the best win rate you go for, which I know most of us have a 40% win rate. I have a 40% win rate. I know most of us have a 40% win rate. One of my mentees told me, we have a low win rate, so high RR does make sense. Yes, it does. And a high RR is a 1 to 3 RR. That's a high RR. We can't, think that's not that much, because what would actually happen is that once you don't go for a fixed 3 RR, you first of all have to fix with partials. You got a partial, now you're making less. Now your RR is messed up. And eventually what we gotta do is, you gotta not be greedy. You gotta cost him out of the charts. There's a lot of negatives. Right? It's way more negative than positive. If I'm going for a 1 to fix 3 1 3 RR, now so we don't need to chart anymore. If I'm going for a 1 to fix 1 3 RR, we both have the same bias, long get up. But guess what? 3 RR here, another 3 RR here, and another 3 RR here. While you know what I'm saying, in this case, you hold it up, you make what? Probably fucking, let's say 12 RR here, because you had a type stop loss. Beautiful 12 RR. I made 9 RR, but you made 12 RR, you're up higher than me, but guess what? Will that constantly happen? Next time market do the same thing. I make a 3 RR gain, you make you're holding it still, I'm gonna 3 RR gain, market goes back down. Now I made a 6 RR gain, you made nothing, you lost 1. So now you're at what? Negative fucking, you're at 11 RR. I'm at 9 plus 6. What's 9 plus 6? 15 RR. So I'm power higher than you. The problem isn't just holding from here to here. The problem is what you could do is market's gonna go up high anyway here. So I could take another trade to the upside. And I could take another trade to the upside, take another trade to the upside to target the same goal, but constantly make profit where I can actually lock the profit instead of this. From going actually realistically, you wouldn't make you wouldn't be down 11 RR. You'd probably be down what? Fucking 9. Why? You have a 12 RR gain. Guess what? You have a take profit here, take profit here. Oh yeah, you take profit 1 got met, you break even. Take profit 2 got met, you break even. Take profit 3 got met, you break even. You're partial. Now that messed up with your RR. Now you're making less. Now you're gonna face psychology problems. You're gonna be constantly look at the modern charts. You're fucking up your eyesight. You have been having the black things on your eyes. You're more emotional, etc., etc. You're having way more negative than the guy who just goes for 3 RR fixed. He's out. Market's still going to higher. Okay, the next session or the next day, take another 3 RR back to the upside. Will that always happen? No, but it could definitely happen. Right? I think it's impossible in the market. Same thing right over here. I made a 3 RR gain. I actually made a 4.5 RR gain here. Got out. Market going back up. I could have been another 3 RR. Somebody else could have, I don't listen, but I could have been another 3 RR here. Got out. But if the guy if I just hold it here, I would have had stop loss right over here. Market hit my stop loss. Guess what? Instead of making a 4.5 and a 3 RR, which is at 7.5, I made fucking nothing. I lost negative 2 RR or negative 1 RR. Right? So this is why. Although you can see now this one didn't deliver. You went back up higher. Right? It went up higher, but guess what? I made profit here. So the guy who constantly try to hold it all downside, he didn't hold it. He didn't get out. He didn't make nothing. He lost money or he got our break even. Over here, if I could have, my trade actually supposed to be a 3 RR, but during this time, I was like, okay, I'm only looking for 3 RR from here on forward, so I got out a 4.5 RR. But usually 3 RR, right? But yeah. This is the best win you can have, which is a 40% win rate and a 3 RR. Although it says if you have 40% win, you can go for a 1.2 RR. Or you can go for a 2 RR, but that is very competitive. It's very difficult as well because it's 2 RR constantly is gonna fuck up your psychology. With a 40% win rate, I usually want to go for. If I have a 30% win rate, I want to go for a 1 to 4 RR, 1 to 4 RR each. Right, if I have a 40% win rate, I need what? Fucking 1 to 2 RRs to be profitable. I'm gonna go for a 1.3 or 1 to 3 RRs. If I have a 50% win rate, I'm gonna go for since I need fucking how much do I need? 1 to 2 RRs to be profitable, I'm gonna go for a 3 RR. I have a 60% win rate and I need what? Fucking 1 RR to be profitable. Guess what? If I have a 60% win rate, I'm gonna go for 1 2 RR. I'll bounce it up by 1 point every time because your win rate is never actually true. It's by what you think, right? It's by what you think. Okay, this is my actual win rate. So you always want to bounce it up a little higher than what it actually is, so you can have a cushion. Because it's all probabilities, you can lose fucking 20 trades in a row. It's all probabilities, right? So you're gonna have a little cushion. So if I have an 80% win rate and I need what, like 1 to 2 RR or like 0.75 RR, I could go for a 1 RR. Add it up, right? So yeah, thank you for watching. Make sure you guys like, comment, share. You always want to have a cushion. You always want to have a little buffer because market's probabilities, nothing is impossible. You can see oil went to negative. Anything could happen. So I'll see you guys later. Peace out. And yeah, the best win rate is a 40% win rate, which I have 40% win rate, and a 3 RR, which my RR is right now currently at 3 RR. It will be 3 RR. You will not change. It will be a fixed 3 RR for the rest of my career of trading. So thank you for watching. I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Or unless I change it, or unless it's something better. But that's the only true experience, which can take years. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.